We are in England, a country that does not grow or harvest the cacao plant. Yet this plant is a source that makes the chocolate bars that we can easily access in our local supermarkets, corner shops and stores. This is because the UK imports approximately £147.7 million in cacao beans, which are exported from regions in South America, Central America and Africa, with Ivory Coast being the largest exporters of the beloved cacao beans.
Yet the popular branded chocolate bars you and I eat are not exactly the rawest form and healthiest to the human body. To my surprise, there are a few individuals in London City who are passionate about selling the raw, high-quality cacao products that come from the tropical zones and are ambassadors to the palatable, health-benefiting and, as some have said,
life-changing cacao.
As I searched for chocolate factories around the UK, I came across Lucoco Chocolate, located in Bermondsey, southeast of London, and is known to be the first bean-to-bar chocolate factory. Lucoco Chocolate is owned by a lady named Amarachi Clark, and throughout her journey in the chocolate business, Clark has appeared on many media outlets such as This Morning and has collaborated with NatWest speaking about the ins and outs of Lucoco. Unfortunately, I did not have the chance to speak with her, but I did have the great opportunity to visit her store and learn from Tiffany, the manager and hard worker of the store, who walks me through the process of how chocolate is made, from bean to bar. I'm now on my way to learn and see the step-by-step process of how chocolate is made.
So here we are at Lucoco, a chocolate factory where the magic happens. Come with me so you can see how it's truly done.
These are the cacao beans that Lucoco Chocolate Factory has in their store. These cacao beans come from Belize and different parts of the South American and African region as well. And here's what's stored and what they use in order to make this wonderful chocolate. All right, so Tiffany, what are you going to show us right now?
All right, so now our beans have cooled down after we roasted them in the oven.
Yeah.
So this is our step 2. We're going to remove all the shells from the nibs, right? So this is how it starts. Okay. We're going to remove the shells.
So that is the pure raw cacao bean?
Yes, that is pure raw cacao beans, which have been roasted, and so now they are ready to be crushed and winnowed.
Nice.
So we just want to get that chocolate, the nibs that are inside.
Yes.
This, and we'll save the shells because that makes great tea as well. All right.
Nice. It makes great tea?
Yes, chocolate tea.
Nice.
So this is your nibs. See, this is where chocolate. That's how you make chocolate paste. And every chocolate starts with what's inside here. So obviously you remove the shells.
Yes.
Because you don't want to eat that. Sometimes you will have a little bit of shell that's left in the conch, but that's no problem. So there we go.
Oh, and this is what
this
is used.
Where the magic starts, right there. All right, Melissa, why don't you have a go at crushing those nibs?
Yes. So just slowly, right?
Very slowly, gently, because we want to try and get all the shells
I'll start
out.
with this for now.
There you go. Perfect.
And this is how we get the nibs, guys.
How are you going to make this beautiful chocolate with patience? It takes about 3 days to make this beautiful chocolate. So here we are doing the winnowing, so we're going to separate our nibs and our shells, right? Because you just want to keep the nibs to go in the conch. We just want to gather as much chocolate and put the shells on the side, and those will be used because everything can be used in the cocoa fruit.
Yes. Nice.
So, very slowly. So you can see on this side you get your shells coming, and on the other side your nibs. And I'm just checking that a good amount of shells is coming out the other end.
So Tiffany, if you could explain the process
Yes,
that you're going to
so
undergo right now.
Yesterday, so I put all the nibs in here, and as you can see, our beautiful chocolate paste is now ready for our cocoa butter. So first, we always add the liquid ingredients.
Nice.
And later I'll be putting on the dry ingredients. I'll be back in 5 minutes for this beautiful batch of milk chocolate. Each chocolate can contain a certain amount of chocolate. So for example, Phil here contains 26 and 30 kilos on the other one. So we've got your wet ingredients, and now I'm going to add the dry ingredients. And every 15 minutes, I'm going to bring 2 scoops and check, because you don't want to, the machine is working hard, as you can see here.
Yes.
And you'll hear the machine might stop working if you put it all at once, right? So every 15 minutes. Look how delicious this looks. That is ready to come out.
I can't wait to taste it. So Tiffany, we're gonna empty this bowl out.
Yes,
chocolate.
I'm just emptying the conch out.
Wow. And then after we put this in the fridge?
Nope, it stays out. It's got cocoa butter, and it's just gonna stay out.
So we wait for it to cool off, I'm guessing, or no?
Yes, I could put it straight into the machine. I could also just leave it in here, and then afterwards I just cut chunks of chocolate and stick it in the fountain to temper it. Because it's cocoa butter. Yeah?
Yeah.
Here's our Belize. I am going to temper. Fill my molds. And gently tap on the side. So this is how you hand mold all your bars.
Fantastic.
You can also do it with something, with a shake, what we call a shaker. If your hands are a bit tired, see, I'm just gonna fill it just a little bit more here. And there we are, 3 perfect 50-gram bars of our beautiful Belize. So this is another tempering machine. This is the big, it holds a lot of chocolate, but this one holds about 3 kilos. This is where we do our blonde, our matcha, and our milk. This is all where we temper all those chocolates.
Well, there you have it, the process in which chocolate is made. The tasty chocolate you just saw is now being wrapped up and ready for its orders. It's safe to say that it has been a finger-licking and delightful experience, but it doesn't stop here. Stick around to learn more about the world of chocolate. But before we carry on, I've got a little quiz for you. Classical chocolate quiz time! During 2020 to 2021, how many cacao beans were processed in the UK? Is it A, 60,000 tonnes, B, 80,000 tonnes, C, 30,000 tonnes, or D, 1 million tonnes? Keep your eyes peeled for the answer, which will be shown later in this chocolate adventure. As I continued to delve into chocolate research, I stumbled upon Ritual Cacao. Ritual Cacao teaches us the correct facts about the many delicious and beneficial ways cacao can be prepared and used for. Upon reading the website, I learned more about the health benefits and the science behind the cacao plant. Moreover, following my study, I was left very intrigued with the different spiritual perspectives and beliefs that the company holds in relation to the cacao plant and its properties. There is a section on the website which writes about the rituals and ceremonies held by the people involved with Ritual Cacao. To delve deeper into understanding the strong feelings towards the plant, I decided to interview the owner Rebecca Shaman so she can educate me about this.
So hello, Rebecca. How are you?
Hi, Melissa. Yeah, very well. Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well. I've actually read a lot about you on the Ritual Cocoa website, and I've read the benefits of cocoa beans and different ways that you can take cocoa for it to help for health benefits. So I've got some questions to ask you, and I'll be very happy for you to answer them because I've seen your journey throughout, your love and the love of others for cacao beans and different ways that you can take it. So since I've been reading your website, Ritual Cocoa, I've actually seen that you are involved with families in Peru and in Ecuador. Yeah?
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. And those families who you are involved with, and you know, they harvest them.
We work with communities in Ecuador and Peru Our cacao grows 20 degrees around the equator only. So anywhere within the 20-degree equator belt is where you will find cacao growing, and it grows prolifically all over the world. Often swaths of land are cleared to grow cacao trees, plantations of cacao trees. But we don't really believe in that way of working with the plants. So we work with indigenous communities that have naturally cacao growing on their land. They grow cacao trees alongside other crops that they use for their local consumption, including papaya, pineapple, yucca, and various other vegetables that grow in the Amazon. They only have 2 or 3 hectares per family. There's about 120 families, and they don't use any chemicals or pesticides because obviously they're not in a mono crop and they're not in a plantation, so there's less disease, less issues around growing it. And we fairly trade with them, so we give them a fair price. They set the price, we give them a fair price for their cacao, and we get it delivered straight to us. By working with them, we allow them to continue with their traditional agricultural way of life that they've been doing for thousands of years, and enables them to have a healthy living, doing what they've always done in their chakras.
So it's good to hear that you guys have a close relationship, and that you pay them a good price for the work that they're doing to help you bring it over to the UK. Cacao beans have a lot of health benefits that can be imparted to us as humans, right? So what are these health benefits that you have discovered in your journey of learning more about cacao beans?
Cacao has always been considered a superfood. Before it turned into confectionery and became a commodity, it was considered a medicine. It's full of antioxidants, 40% more antioxidants than blueberries, which are great for the immune system and the nervous system. It helps to increase blood flow to the heart. It helps manage metabolism and helps with weight loss. And flavonoids have been known to improve the stem cell growth in people who need to keep on repairing their cell growth. We see cacao as a preventative that if you take on a regular basis, you're going to be maintaining your natural, emotional, spiritual, mental, and physical health and well-being. There's loads of creation myths around the importance of cacao as a medicine.
Yeah, because personally, I didn't know that it had all these health benefits. The chocolates that we eat, like that we buy in the store, is not the same as pure cacao, like a pure cacao chocolate bar that you may sell, or that another chocolate factory may sell that is pure cacao.
In a lot of these bars now, it's called chocolate flavored. It's not even chocolate anymore. The problem is that cacao is expensive, and if you're paying the right price to the farmers, it's not a cheap commodity. So if it is cheap, someone's hurting. If you're buying a cream egg for £1, someone is hurting from that, and it's very usually the farmers.
From all that you've told me, I see how you do respect and you have a fond feeling towards the cacao plant. So I'm intrigued to know, how was your journey into having this feeling and this reverence to the cacao plant?
So I lived in the Amazon, the Peruvian Amazon, in 1997, and I lived with a shaman out there, and I trained in plant medicine shamanism of the Peruvian Amazon. So I became initiated into the way that you can use plants medicinally in ceremony. And so I trained in that way in the Amazon, and I came back and I did 14-year apprenticeship in the jungle. And once my apprenticeship was completed in the jungle, I got a message that said that I had to bring cacao back to the West and start offering it in its traditional form as a plant medicine for health and well-being.
All right, thank you very much. Just the final question that I've got for you is, if you could explain briefly how and why your business is important to you and how it can benefit others, could you please explain in a brief manner?
It's really important for me. I've been doing this for 10 years. I love the cacao plant. It supports indigenous communities. For me personally, it's changed my life health-wise. My own mental health and well-being is so much better since I've had cacao. And yeah, I feel that if people know about it, they've got the ability to just try it and see if it makes a difference for them. So for me, that's really important. And my aim is to see cacao in most houses in the UK really and beyond.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking your time to answer the questions that I had for you.
No problem, thank you.
Yeah, I've learned a lot from what you've explained. But yeah, it was very nice speaking to you. Thank you, Rebecca.
Now, time for the answer of how many cacao beans were processed in the UK during 2020 to 2021. The answer was indeed 80,000 tons. Woohoo! Well done for those who got it right. I am very pleased to have acquired much knowledge into the world of chocolate, which I did not know much about previously. From its humble origins in the lush tropical regions where cacao trees flourish, from the careful work of chocolatiers turning bitter cacao beans into delicious treats, you can see how much history and tradition are woven into every part of the process. Chocolate serves as a universal language, bridging gaps between cultures and bringing joy to people across the globe. Whether it's enjoyed as a simple pleasure or revered as a symbol of luxury and indulgence, chocolate holds a special place in the hearts of millions. I now say goodbye to this amazing journey. I want to thank you for joining me in exploring the wonders of chocolate. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and may these chocolate adventures always bring a smile to your face. See you next time, and may your days be filled with sweetness.